Right, we will start. Please come to a resting position in your body and take a deep breath in and release. As the sound of the bell disappears, you become more aware about this space and about your body, where things are in terms of your active sensations. And with the next sound, please transcend any worries, troubles from this day. Let us do a very quick body scanning, starting with your eyes. The thousands muscle, they are very relaxed. And your face, all the muscles relaxed. No tension on your face. And the back of your head, no tension there. Release any tension, any tightness, and relax. Your neck, shoulders relaxed. I kindly ask you to bring your shoulders all the way up with your in-breath right now and drop your shoulders as you breathe out. Let us do that 3 more times. Now, as you notice air coming in and going out, you continue to notice your body's tranquility kicking in and equanimity getting settled in your body and in your mind. With your eyes closed, seeing is inactive, hearing sometimes active, sometimes inactive, smelling, tasting, inactive, bodily sensations, they come and go. Please adjust your posture anytime during this meditation and come back to your meditation. Relax also your chest, abdomen as you breathe in and out. Relax your upper back, mid back, and lower back. Your sitting bones relaxed. In the first couple of minutes, we calm down the body, and later we calm down the mind as well. So seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, physical sensations, and thinking all begin to become less and less and non-existent. No conscious manifestations intentionally. Relax also your lower body. Feel the ground below. Feel the cushion. 50% of meditation is coming to the cushion. You have arrived. Leave behind the past, any future involvements. What is happening now is enough. This moment is enough. You are getting deeply rooted like a tree to the ground below. You remain not moving like a statue unless you have to. You are very kind to your body when you adjust your posture. That is an act of loving kindness. When everything is still, only thing that is moving could be your breath. Notice the in-breath and the out-breath naturally happening in your body. The rhythm of your breath will be revealed to you, to your awareness in silence. Just as things that grow silently in this universe, we cultivate a mind imbued with loving kindness, a mind imbued with compassion, a mind imbued with joy, a mind imbued with equanimity. Taking a break from human doing to human being, we have arrived in our home, the most important place where your heart is. As you breathe in and breathe out, notice your shoulders rhythmically moving. Notice the magic of this breath, the smallest detail that we don't have to think. Air coming in and air leaving the body. No hard concentrations, just gentle reminders, just to be with your breath. However subtle your breath becomes, take delight in that activity of noticing and observing your breath. You are an observer. Allow your body to experience long and short patterns of your breath. You just be aware. Breathing in long, you are simply aware. Breathing out long, you are simply aware. When you hear things, they come and go. New things you hear, and they too come and go without you doing anything or without you doing it. And that is the wisdom. Things just happen. Mind has thoughts, ears hear the sounds, they all rise and fall. It's in the nature of non-self, no doing. No one is doing it. No need to beat yourself up when your attention wanders away. Simply bring your attention back to where your breath is and the experience of it. All other hindrances, they will come and go. You just take delight in the experience of breathing in and breathing out. You're just simply aware, not even looking through your eyeballs. When the breath is felt inside the nostrils, you are there. In your chest, you are there. In your shoulders, you are there. You're just simply expanding your awareness along with your breath. This is simply mindful breathing, noticing how you feel as you breathe in and out, the tranquility and peace, making room for those qualities. And your brain beginning to stop searching for sounds outside, instead beginning to take some rest, let awareness be. Attention is anchored into your breathing experience. No struggle. It's just a feeling, whether it is a sound or a thought, maybe a neutral feeling or pleasant or unpleasant feeling. They come and go. That is all. Experiencing the complete silence in your body, you are now aware of your breath. And also let the breath become smaller and smaller and disappear and come back. There is some tranquility in deep stillness, even when the breath alone is just so subtle and just naturally happening. Let the body be smaller and smaller and disappear, and you fall into your awareness to the deepest space in this awareness. Feel the expansiveness, float in it. Notice the silence, just like the air we breathe. Breathe expansiveness, the infinite ways that awareness is present in every direction. The silence of your thoughts, very subtle thought patterns may come and go, but silence you hear loudly. Silence becomes the agent and is onward leading toward deeper tranquility and calmness, making room for that in your being. You rejoice in this moment. You are content and happy. may come out of your meditation and stretch. We did a little longer meditation, 40 minutes more or less. Usually we do 30, maybe since we started late, this was also 30 minutes. Um, and I have a handout for you today. Please pass this. It's about silence. No, what you see in Pali that reads as Dhammīvā kathā ariyo tuṇhībhvāvo. That means either talk Dhamma or remain in silence. Silence that is noble, that is devoid of thoughts. How can we be in that place? That's why we meditate. To be free from not the noises, but also the thoughts. And we will learn a little bit about that subtle state through the reading. And you're welcome to read with me. And I like to hear your voice as we read. Silence or nishabdh is not merely about avoiding speech, but represents a deep state of stillness at the core of being. It is not something one can actively do, but a state one can become. All things in life produce sound, whether it is the wind, water, or human emotions. These sounds reflect different compulsive tendencies. Silence, on the other hand, is about moving from this compulsiveness to consciousness. It is not the absence of external noise, but the quiet at the core, beyond the surface level sounds of love. One can practice silence, mauna, by quieting external speech, but true silence is internal and profound stillness. It is sustainable only in stillness, not through external acts or intense activity, which are temporary. This inner stillness is the key to transcending the compulsions of life, connecting with something beyond life and death. Thich Nhat Hanh echoes this in his teachings, suggesting that silence has the power to heal, transform, and connect us to ourselves and the world around us. Silence helps us slow down and become more present, allowing us to experience life more deeply and fully. Through silence, we can connect with our true nature, tapping into innate wisdom and compassion. In his book Silence, The Power of Quiet in a World Full of Noise, he writes, silence is essential. We need silence just as much as we need air, just as much as plants need light. If our minds are crowded with words and thoughts, there is no space for us. When the mind is filled with constant thoughts, like a radio being played, there is no room for silence. Thich Nhat Hanh also emphasizes mindful speech, encouraging the cultivation of speech that is intentional, honest, and kind. He sees silence and mindful speech as deeply interconnected, with each supporting the other. Incorporating mindfulness into daily activities like drinking tea slowly and reverently, as if it is the axis on which the world revolves, reflects the importance of being present in everything we do. Our own life has to be our message. And true happiness, contrary to the excitement many seek, comes from peace. Many people think excitement is happiness, but when you are excited, you are not peaceful. True happiness is based on peace. Noble silence, ariyo, tuṇhībhvāvo. In early Buddhist texts, noble silence holds significant meaning beyond the silence of speech, involving the stilling of thoughts and evaluations. Venerable Mahamoggallana reflects on this in Samyutta Nikaya 21.1, where he explains that true noble silence is attained in the second jhana, when directed thought and evaluation, vitakka and vichara, cease, and the mind experiences internal assurance and deep stillness. The first jhana still allows for thoughts like, I wish that mosquito could go away, as it involves vitakka and vichara. The mental activity of thinking and evaluating, however, the second jhana, marked by the absence of such thoughts, is considered true noble silence. This teaching aligns with Majjhima Nikaya 44, which identifies vitakka and vichara as speech fabrications, mental activity preceding vocal speech. Thus, noble silence is achieved when even the thoughts we might speak aloud are stilled. Monks are encouraged, as per Anguttara Nikaya 9.4, to either engage in Dhamma discussions or maintain noble silence, as these practices cultivate mindfulness and inner stillness. Noble silence, being beyond both speech and thought, is considered a tool for deep meditation and ultimate liberation. As the old saying goes, how lovely is the silence of the growing things. A seed grows quietly, while a tree falls with a loud crash. Destruction has noise, but creation is silent. This reflects the power of still silence. Growth happens without sound, reinforcing the idea that one should grow silently. Finally, Sadhguru encourages speaking with fewer words to become more conscious, emphasizing that true silence can only be experienced by training the mind and body to remain still amidst life's noises. Silence, as both Sadhguru and Thich Nhat Hanh suggest, is a powerful tool for personal and collective transformation, urging us to embrace its healing and transformative power. There's a wrong English in the last thing that you will read. Please correct it as you read. When you are able to establish silence, a thundering silence in you, you begin to hear the deepest kind of calling within yourself. Your heart is calling out to you. Thich Nhat Hanh. What stands out from this reading today? Is what you need. What do you mean? You ended up talking too much this week? No personal attacks here. This is what we all need. So you are not alone in that club. Um, yeah, it's one of my favorite quotes. Yes, I always go back to it. It really speaks close, very loudly to my heart. and the noise of the things that are falling, like trees falling, so makes a noise, destruction. Yeah, by yeah, anger is destructive, noisy, right? But silence, especially silence imbued with loving kindness, is so calm, so healing, and so giving, so caring to oneself and others. So, and I think silence of growing things involve not the trees or anything, but also growing loving kindness, growing peace and unity, harmony. These are also growing in us silently. And also the silence of good health, something that we discussed in Professor Hallis's class recently. He says we notice when we are sick and we have a language to speak about it, like, okay, this is related to head, head, this is in the hand. But when we are in good health, we don't really talk about it. We don't have a language to describe what good health is. Same thing about nibbana. Same thing about peace. War creates an event, and so we talk about it. But when there's peace, it doesn't create that event, and nobody talks about it. So I think silence is something like that, especially silence rooted in deep compassion. In that meditation we did, to me, there was this one moment where I felt like I fell into a deep someplace. And that I think is one place where silence can be deeply felt and experienced. It's beyond words and just feels like deep silence, no thoughts, and uh, and it's hard to speak from that place. So, yeah, thank you for noticing that. Anything else that stood out? Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like drinking tea, I believe. Yeah. Uh, this reminded me of how people say that they do things, but they never do. And I think Nina's dad may have also spoken to that effect, like actions speak louder than words. Really, like people can say, I care for you, but true care, is a felt experience beyond words, and we all know that. And actions here, let's find out. I think it's on the other side, maybe. Uh, no, on this side. Yeah, being present in everything we do. So we can take, for example, walking fast to some place in a rush. So many thoughts are speeding up in our mind as we do that action. We can also, when that urgency drops, there's really relief, and that relief is calling us to just slow down and be fully present here in this moment and be not rushing. In the rush, anything can go wrong. And of course, we have to rush to get things done sometimes, but at the same time, when we take the time to just give 100% to what we are doing now, we are at peace. Sometimes we give 25% to one thing and then another percentage to another, and then anxiety builds up in us without us knowing. Because we, like drinking tea, if the tea is too hot and you just drinks it without paying attention, and it's gonna burn us. So it's only a metaphor. Like sometimes without knowing the danger of certain things, we just get ourselves involved too much with, and then in the end we ourselves complain about them, or we just struggle, or there's some suffering in the mind. So yeah, we do many things being distracted in life, I think. uh, and I think we sometimes tend to compulsively label them, uh, label these moments, say folding clothes in a rush can be fold clothes, just fully being there. In that, there's some beauty, some gift that you're giving to yourself, and that we don't interpret it as loneliness or wanting to be somewhere else. Um, Life can be very simple uh, in those moments and be enjoyable. Anything else? Or did I speak to your thought? Hmm. I think the basic idea of vitakka and vichara, vitakka is translated as thinking, and vichara as examining what you are thinking and further thinking. But the basic idea is that not all thoughts are wrong. So here we need to understand whether these thoughts are rooted in greed, hatred, and delusion. That is our scale here. When the thoughts are rooted in non-greed, non-hatred, and non-delusion, you don't have to worry about those thoughts because it's completely harmless to you and harmless to others, and you are in a safe place. So not all thoughts are bad that way. Um, but that kind of thought that is rooted in non-greed, non-hatred, and non-delusion, I think paves the way for us to discover that inner silence. Ultimately, there's no need to dwell in those non-greed thoughts or non-hatred thoughts, or they are there, and your heart can rest. So, what is greed? That is craving. So, of course, hatred is lack of compassion, right? And delusion is lack of understanding, not knowing. So, in other words, we get deluded and act violently. That is because we are lacking loving kindness in us. That we are thinking that we are violent towards somebody else, but we are actually being violent toward oneself. And we lack loving kindness in us. And when we ourselves rediscover these sublime states, loving kindness, compassion, equanimity, and joy, that we start to see them infinitely around us. And that they start to show us the magic of this life. And silence becomes essential part in that life, in your life. Okay? Anything else? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Silence definitely is like in that 10 days retreat I taught in St. Louis, we ask people to remain silent for the duration of 10 days. And we occasionally find people who are chatty a little bit, and we kindly, when they come to personal interviews, we say, uh, can you uh, direct it toward yourself and keep the energy, keep the need to chat until after the retreat. And next day they come back, their meditation has really established so well. It's gone to a greater level because when we chat, one thing leads to another. And we always get involved in thinking, wanting to respond, not much listening, but wanting to respond in a smart way. And then after the chat, we start to correct ourselves, so start to get involved with what else we could have said or how else you would have said it. So it's like that. So I think silence is very meaningful in those settings. And people come and report how healing it was to them to be silent, to not have to respond to themselves, their anxiety or their problems, just be silent about everything in the mind and be it's like unplugging and letting things be. And I ask you to take this home. Take silence home. Okay, shall we share merits? May suffering ones be suffering free, and fear struck fearless be. May grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect you and protect the Buddha's teachings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. All right. Good night.